What's up, Internet? Kern 1776 here with another Battlbox breakdown for you. I got mission 116 right here with me. As you can tell, I am not in my studio in my shop. I don't have any power. I'm sure many of you know about the devastating hurricane that came through the southeast of the United States last Thursday night into Friday. It's bad, folks. It's really, really bad. My community was hit really hard. Obviously, the communities up in the mountains of North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, kind of in that area is extremely devastating. Extremely devastating, and it's sad. It's horrible. The efforts are going on as I speak now, trying to locate people and bring that place out of the current condition it's in now. So our thoughts and prayers are with everybody affected in this storm. Anything we can do to help, we're doing that. I've been very busy the last 8 days, so we're on day 8 as I'm filming this right now. Here in my community, a lot of devastation. We had a few tornadoes come through here. Power is still out for a lot of us. I think the county is up to about 50% right now being back online. So I'm here on the other side of my property in hopes that my generator isn't too loud and you can't hear it in the video, so that I can get you guys out this video. Let's see what you got in mission 116 of Battlebox, folks. It's gonna be freaking awesome. We're gonna have fun right here, kind of more casual. Just let's go through what's in the box. So as always, we got our mission brief right here. As you can see, mission 116. And if you are not aware, there's 4 levels of subscription: basic, advanced, pro, and pro plus. And each level is inside this booklet, giving you information about each item, etc., etc. So let's follow along with me as we start off with the first of 3 items in the basic box. So first up in the basic box, we've got an item from Rockagator. Many of us have backpacks, right? Many of us like going out into the wild, out into the field and work on our bushcraft skills, camping, hiking, rucking, whatever that may be. Not all of us have waterproof backpacks or backpacks that can freaking float, right? So we all put things in a backpack for a couple reasons. 1, so that we can transport, and 2, so that we can keep things safe and out of the elements. And not all backpacks come with weather protection. So Rockagator has this really nice pack cover right here. And Rockagator is amazing when it comes to products that are weatherproof. They make some amazing bags. They make some amazing products that are literally impenetrable when it comes to the weather. You've got this little pouch right here so that you can keep this thing nice and compact until you need it. But it is a rather large pack cover that can fit up to 70-liter pack. So a really, really nice size pack, right? Almost looks like a big shower cap in a way. But it's got the Rockagator logo here on the outside and 2 straps. These straps are so that you can really secure this down once you get it over your pack and really cinch it down. But it freaking gets huge. You got an elastic opening here, really large rain cover. Some packs come with rain covers, but typically they don't. And some of us that have packs that don't have rain covers end up being subject to out of the blue rainstorm weather conditions to where you can have water get into your pack, and that's just not cool. Okay, that can ruin a trip very quickly. So you've got this rain cover here that you can put on your pack, and it will fit really large packs, 70-liter and below. Obviously, you just need to cinch it up more with the 2 straps that go on there, and folds down nice and compact so that you can put it into a little pouch like this and keep in your pack. But there's plenty of other uses you can use for this. You can use this for water collection, in a pinch. You can dip this down and collect water in it. That's one thing I like about a lot of products, is if I can find multiple uses for it. And what I mean by that is don't necessarily rely on something to always do more than one thing, but it's nice if it's capable of doing that, right? You can use this as a rain cover for yourself in most cases. You can put it up over your head and drape it over your shoulders and put a strap around your neck right here and have a pretty crazy looking rain cap. You can put this over gear that's on the ground or whatever. You can use this as a ground cover to put gear on if you're in a muddy area or something like that. You don't want to get anything like that dirty. You can use this to, if you're hammock camping, you can put some shoes and some clothes in here, cinch it up, you know, to keep your stuff nice and dry in case it rains while you're in a hammock, because sometimes space is limited in a hammock and you need to leave things outside of your hammock. Tons of different uses for this, but the primary reason is to be an effective cover for a pack. So that's your first item in your basic box. So the second item in the basic box is from Uncharted Supply. It's the Schlissman Pressure Wrap Tourniquet right here. So this is an interesting tourniquet right here. You should always have a tourniquet accessible to you. If you're out at the range doing a little pew-pew practice, if you're using a chainsaw, if you're out in the woods with a machete, clearing paths, I mean, accidents happen, okay? So I've noticed recently on a lot of my content, specifically my short form content, you're getting a lot of new faces, and a lot of them are like, why should I ever have that? Or I wouldn't carry that, or you'll never have to use that and stuff like that. And I mean, I get it. The whole phrase of it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it is a thing, right? I mean, it really is. Having a tourniquet on you during specific events and having one at least readily accessible to you at all times is a smart thing to do, okay? Matter of fact, actual subscribers to Battlbox, when we've sent tourniquets in the past, guy was at the beach one time and there was an actual shark bite that happened while he was at the beach, and he had his tourniquet with him and he was able to help that person out. Things happen, and they of course happen when we least expect it. Best thing you can do is have products and have knowledge to be able to use those products in the event that you actually need to do so. Safe and effective compression wrap for bleed control, sprains, and contusions. So this is not only effective as a tourniquet, but it can also help hold bandaging on better. You can use it as a splint. You can use it to help make you a way to immobilize a limb, things like that. So along this strap here is different areas with like hook and loop, right? Or these are hook, and then the strap itself will be considered the loop. And then on the very end, you've got this piece with hook and an area you can write time of application, etc., in case you use this for a tourniquet. And it's got this red, and that hook and loop works very good. So you got this red area here which slides up and down, creating a loop, right? So for instance, let's say you need to apply this to an arm. So you go up as high as possible, you pull it, right? Get it nice and tight, and then you begin your wrap. So as you wrap, it's going to go over an area in which has the hook, right? So you continue on, pulling tight as you go on each time around the limb, and so forth and so on. And if, like right then, it slipped in my hand, it's not going to like completely unwind and you lose the pressure, right? Because one of these hooks here is going to attach. So like it slipped in my hand right then, I'm able not to have to start all over again. So we keep going around. My hand is starting to get a little bit numb, and fasten it right the time. I don't know if you can tell, my veins are starting to poke out really good. See if I can feel. Yeah, so it's starting to get uncomfortable. But if you need to loosen for any reason, you can do so, right? And you ain't got to worry about it all freaking spooling off of your limb. But also this can be used to bind things together. You can use other materials and this to create a splint. You can use it to create a sling. All sorts of really good uses for this. Hold a bandage on, say you put a bandage on and you don't have a way to keep that there, you can wrap this and adjust the tightness for whatever application you're using it for. So that is your Schlissman pressure wrap from Uncharted Supply. Really cool item right here to add to your medical loadouts. Yeehaw. So for instance, like me this week, I've been running a chainsaw a lot. Okay, there's been a lot of down trees on my property and on neighbors. I have some elderly neighbors here whose family don't live anywhere near here anymore. Been over there helping them, and I've had 2 tourniquets on me at all times, one of which being this one. I don't care how skilled you are in running a piece of equipment, accidents happen, and I for one do not want to be out there running a chainsaw and not have things just in case I potentially hurt myself. Sorry, and I failed to mention that that was a member recommended item from Anthony G from Madera, California. So thank you, Anthony, for that recommendation. And there is your Schlissman wrap that you recommended. Yeehaw. So next up in the basic box, and finally in the basic box, is a fire starter. There's many ways of starting fire, okay? If you don't know many ways, you need to learn many ways, from primitive to modern, okay? And they all have their place. Of course, a modern way is going to be probably the quickest and easiest, but if you don't have those things, you need to know how to do it in primitive ways. Having more modern fire starters is a huge plus. Now, in the event that you really need to get a fire going very quickly, let's just say you're in a situation, it is currently raining and has been raining, it's super cold out or whatever, or you need to purify water, whatever the reason is that you need fire, the conditions are really rough for it. You're having a tough time trying to find dry material to get the fire started, as in tinder, or you're having a tough time getting dry materials, you know, to sustain the fire over time. So you really need a fire starter that's really just going to up your chances of getting this fire going. We have sent this before way back in the past, and it's freaking amazing, and that's why we're showing it and sending it out to people again. So we got the pull start fire right here. Now this is also a member recommended item, and that member is Chris S from Maplewood, New Jersey. So thank you, Chris, for acknowledging the fact of how freaking awesome this pull start fire is right here. So let me open one up just so you can see the packaging here. So this is a pack of 3, comes in one box right here. So we got 3 in this pack, and here you go. So it's not very big, it's smaller than the size of my hand right here, okay? Doesn't have a lot of weight with it, so it's not gonna be, you know, an excessive cumbersome thing for you to add to a kit. This right here is a violent fire starter. It burns extremely hot, really fast ignition, borderline is like putting a flare in a fire. Like it's absolutely amazing. So you gather your material, and let's say you got a decent sized little log right there. You take this green, there's a string right here, you put that around that log, kind of get your fire lay situated, and then you pull on this red string right here, and it causes a reaction that gets this fire going. It's hot, and if you've got wet material and material that's a little too damp to get going, this right here will quickly dry it out. It burns for quite a long time, considering how violent it is, and it is an essential way to get a fire going in a situation where otherwise it would be extremely difficult to get your fire going. I highly recommend it. It says here that it burns for 30 minutes. My testing has been anywhere from 18 to 25 minutes. So obviously it depends on, you know, the situation, the climate, the humidity, all the things, wind, yada, yada, yada. But very, very freaking effective. I have actually used this on one occasion when it was extremely wet out, and it did the job. So very good insurance for your fire kit right here with the pull start fire. Amazing fire starter, I'm telling you. All right, so now it's time for the advanced box. In the advanced box this month, we've got a really cool fixed blade knife for you. So this is from Double X Knives, and it's called the Bush Baby. So retired Army veteran Neil Green designed this knife, and Neil has experienced some of the roughest and toughest conditions ever. I mean, the guy's got a pretty good resume of that stuff. He designed this knife, and I love it. It's freaking great. So first up, you see here, you know, it's about the length of my hand or so. Really nice leather and fabric marriage here with the sheath. So really nice sheath. So a fixed blade of this size is great for everyday carry. Sometimes you don't want to carry a really large fixed blade. I'm kind of back and forth. I carry some medium to small size fixed blades, and sometimes I carry my large ones. But as an everyday fixed blade, this is perfect, but also as a companion to a larger knife. So oftentimes when you're out and you're doing, like, say, bushcraft, for instance, there's a time and a place for a large fixed blade, and then of course is a time and a place for a smaller one. This is a great companion to any large fixed blade outside of just everyday carrying a fixed blade. So again, a really nice, so we got like top grain leather here on the bottom, and then fabric here on the top part of the sheath. I think that looks really, really cool, and it fits down in there very nicely. So pulling out the knife, here we have the knife itself. So a really cool looking blade here. We've got kind of a OD green G10 scales. It's very grippy, feels really good in the hand. We got a D2 stonewashed full tang steel here. Got double X here on the other side. It does have a 90-degree spine right here in this area, so you can strike a ferro rod with this with no problem. And it's a great small companion fixed blade knife for doing small, delicate work, to skinning small game, or even large game for that matter. When you're really in there and you're having to skin, it's nice to be able to have a blade about the size I like for when I have my finger pointed like this, where I can lay it in here and still have good grip here, and the handle isn't so low that I can't, you know, move my wrist very well. If I'm in there and I'm pulling flesh back and I'm cutting, I want to be able to do this, but I'm using my finger kind of as a guide so that I don't cut anything I don't want to while I'm skinning. Excellent little knife right here. Very tough, very rugged, and designed by somebody that needed a tough and rugged, small, easily accessible, easy to carry fixed blade. So the overall length, can't remember this stuff, so I'm going to have to read it. So the blade length is 2 3/4 inches. The overall length is 6 1/4. I'm sorry, yeah, 2 3/4 inches. Full length of it is 6 1/4 inches. D2 G10 handle. Whether you're in the back country and you need a nice, small, reliable fixed blade, or you're everyday carrying a fixed blade like I do, this is an excellent, excellent tool for the job. Nice and sharp out of the box. In the sheath, very, very nice. And it fits in there really good. Like, I'm not pinching it. So it's got a really nice grip to it, but it's not, you know, hard to get out. So excellent for everyday carry. I love a fixed blade knife about this size for everyday carry. And if you've never everyday carried a fixed blade, I urge you to try it. It's actually pretty dang nice. The Bush Baby. So next up is the Pro Box. This is recommended by a staff member, Shay Parrish. Many of you know who Shay is. She's our procurement extraordinaire. She's amazing, and she and myself work very close together in finding products and getting them to me to test out, and getting in the process of getting these things in the box. So she is a huge asset to the company, and she found this and sent it to me, and I immediately fell in love with it. I think this product is freaking awesome right here. So what we have is the Spitfire X. It's by a company called Local Yokels Trading Company. It comes in this nice portable little pouch right here. So what is the Spitfire? Well, you know, when we go camping, or even when you're at home, it's oftentimes great, especially when you have friends over or you're out camping with friends, to have yourself a nice campfire going, right? And sometimes you got to stoke that fire. Sometimes you got to move some logs around in that fire. You got to get down in there and move coals around and do all the things that keep a fire going. This is a absolutely amazing little product right here. It is a collapsible, portable, call it a fire poker or whatever, but it's also a bellows. which is really cool. Very well made, handmade in Ripley, Ohio. Some Appalachian folks up there make this, and you screw it together like that. So here on the end it says Spitfire, local yokels on there. Made in the USA, 100%. Here is your end. So you got these hooks kind of here, so you can, when you're trying to wrangle the fire, you need to move a log, you need to flip a log or whatever, you can use this to do so, right? Push them around, flip them over, whatever. But here, we've got a hole right there. So you can stick this down in the fire, put your mouth here and blow in, because it's hollow through here, and use this to help feed oxygen to stoke the fire. So it's a bellows and a fire poker all in one. It's freaking awesome. And it's so much fun to use, and it works great. I've used mine, the one that I originally got, several times, and I love it. I love it. And you want to, you're using it at home, you may keep it put together like this and leaned up against whatever. But when you go camping, or you go somewhere where you're going to have a fire, a campfire, a bonfire, anything like that, you can take this thing apart in 2 pieces, put it in your case and carry it with you, and you've got a way to get that fire stoked up and move things around. So let's see, any particulars in here. The tips of the prongs are bent just right for rolling logs, and with a width of 3.5 inches, they're just the perfect size to get in there and give your fire the attention it deserves, it says here. So at over 40 inches in length, it keeps you a safe distance away. So while you're blowing into the end to give oxygen to the fire. Made by hand, made to last, and made in America, out of Ripley, Ohio. They make a version of this that's all one piece. This is the Spitfire X, so that it is portable. You just have to unscrew it from itself right there. So it's got a really good threading on here. It's nice and tight, but not so tight that you're going to have to put a pair of channel locks on it to freaking break it loose. Amazing product here. And you don't realize how much, you're like, well, just take a stick and push it thing. Yeah, I've done that for freaking years. But once you use this and you see how capable it is, especially being able to get this down into the coals and blow into the end, and you really get that fire going, this thing's freaking great. So next up is the Pro Plus level. And this month, we've got a really nice folder from Wesson. If you're on Instagram or follow social media at all, I'm sure you've seen Wesson's videos. They make amazing freaking videos. They also make amazing knives, absolutely amazing. So this month we've got the Wesson Almond. I love their packaging too. They got really, really nice premium feel, great experience opening up their knives. So I'm gonna slide the box open. And on the inside we've got some stickers. You've got your inspection card right here where it's been inspected by one of their employees. And then on the inside, you've got this little bag right here, your almond folder right here. Check that out. This is a really nice folder right here. I love Wesson. I've got a few Wesson knives, and every one of them I thoroughly enjoy. And every time I use it around somebody, take it out of my pocket, everybody asks, man, what brand is that? What's that? And I'm sure they bought one afterwards because everybody loves them. So S35 VN steel right here. OD green G10 scales. Kind of a gray pocket clip right there. Got a lanyard hole if you're into putting lanyards on your stuff. Let me wipe some of the shipping oil off of here. Really nice blade design. Check out the grind on that dude. And the profile of it. It's really, really nice. For an EDC kind of almost a do-all pocket knife right here, it's robust enough to use outdoors. It is a liner lock. It's got a really positive lockup right there, so it is safe to use out, out in the wild in a rough condition. It can take it. It's got it's nice and thick up here on the spine. Very grippy G10 handle here. And it's just a great looking knife. It definitely stands out from a lot of other folders, you know, especially when you're in a crowd and you take this out, everybody's doing their pocket dumps, you know, or whatever. So, hey, let me see what kind of pocket knife you got. This one right here definitely stands out. I love the profile of the blade there. And Wesson, with all their products, I mean, they're amazing. I'm telling you, if you're not familiar with Wesson knives, or WESN knives, which is north, south, east, west, backwards, I really encourage you to check them out, because I'm telling you, you will be thrilled having their products in your rotation of EDC. So be sure I got my specs here right. S35 VN blade is 6.65 inches overall length. The blade is 2.8 inches and G10 scales. Beautiful knife. Freaking dig it. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments what you think about that. I really like, again, the blade profile of this. That is your Pro Plus knife of the month right there. You guys are going to be very pleased with this. This is a excellent everyday carry knife right here. When you get it in your hand, you know right away I've got a quality blade right here. Yee-haw. So that is mission 116 of Battlbox, folks. Again, a little bit different setup and scenario here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's do a quick recap. So in the basic box, we had the Rocket Gator pack cover right here, up to 70 liters. You can use it obviously to put over your pack in inclement weather to keep your pack and the things inside your pack dry, or for other purposes. Water collection, keeping rain off yourself, keeping other gear out of the elements. This is a great, small, compact, yet large cover to use in those situations. We've got the Schlissman compression wrap, tourniquet, splints, immobilizing limbs, things like that, holding down bandages. This thing works freaking great. Small, compact, lightweight. You should always have a tourniquet on you at all times, just in case you need one or somebody else near you needs one. Very, very good thing to have right here. And it's effective and it works great. Then we got the pull start fire. You get 3 of these in one pack. Absolutely amazing product right here. In a dire situation when it is wet or currently raining or anything like that and you have got to get a fire going, this is an excellent go-to right here. Violent, it gets the fire started, it's hot, it burns for a plenty amount of time for you to get wood dried out and get a sustainable fire. And I wouldn't leave home without it, especially if you're expecting inclement weather. We got the Bush Baby by XX Knives, designed by Neil Green. Excellent secondary fixed blade and everyday carry fixed blade right here. The size is perfect for all sorts of tasks, and it's just a beautiful blade, and it's ready for work if I can hold it correctly in the camera here. Amazing blade, amazing design, beautiful sheath, and it really, if you're on the fence about carrying a fixed blade as an EDC, I suggest you try this one for your first go, and I would expect you to become immediately hooked with always having a fixed blade on you. I love it. Then we got that Spitfire from Local Yokels Trading Company out of Ohio. Fire poker and bellows all in one. It's collapsible, or you can take it apart and make it into 2 pieces so you can easily take it with you. Friends' houses for get-togethers, camping, glamping, whatever the case may be. Excellent thing to manage your fire and help keep it going by giving it plenty of oxygen. And then last but not least, the Wesson Almond right here. Excellent everyday carry, robust, high quality S35 VN steel folder. You're gonna love it. Check out the rest of Wesson's product lineup. You'll love them too, and enjoy. Like, send me pictures of your Wesson knife in use, because I know you're going to use it because it's freaking awesome. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you'd like to find out more about Battlbox, you can go to battlbox.com, BATTLBOX.com. You can go to the What's in the Box page, and you can see all videos and all products and all missions that's ever been put out since March of 2015 at battlbox.com. So again, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry that this isn't the normal setup for a video, or heck, maybe you guys even like it done this way. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. But you know, this is kind of what I had to do, considering I don't have any power. I can't use my main computer or anything like that for editing, and you know, my internet's in and out. But anyway, we're good here. But please be thinking about those that are struggling really bad right now due to this hurricane. If anybody knows of any obviously legit resources or places people can donate or whatever. I mean, the one I know of is Samaritan's Purse. You know, if you know of any way that folks that are watching this video can help, post down in the comments below, you know, where to do so. Be praying for these folks. If you're a person of faith, you know, reach out however you can to help if you feel led to help people. It's really bad, folks. Like, it is really, really bad. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, what you're seeing is kind of surface level and what the media wants you to see. I hate that that's the fact, but it is. I know, I'm from North Carolina. I've been in these areas a lot growing up and as an adult. There's places that are very remote that's one way in, one way out. Many of those places haven't even seen another person coming in there to help in any way so far. I know people that live up in that area that are dealing with it. I've spoken with some of them, and it's bad. It is really, really bad. So my heart goes out to them. It sucks, but it's what we're dealing with. So if there's any way you can help, if there's anybody out there that knows of channels to go through to help, please share those down in the comments below. And as always, I love you, I mean it, and I'll see you next month with another breakdown of Battlebox. It'll be mission 117, y'all.